Good day, beloved family and friends of the Allied Information Channel, Thought of Thoughts. Firstly, let me greet the vision bearer, Pastor Senedzana and his family, as we are carrying on today with our program, mentoring program. Still here is Pastor N.R. Rathogwa, the Apostle, from Christ Ambassadors Christian Church, stationed at Palaborwa. But today here we are carrying on with our mentoring program, whereby now today we got another topic. We got another topic that we are going to deal with today. Without wasting time, let me just say our topic today is how to deal with difficult people as a leader. How to deal with difficult people as a leader until they have your spirit, until they can understand you. How to deal with these difficult people as a leader is either in church, is either at work, is either in the society. Until these people have your spirit, they could understand you, right? Before I go to then the explanation, let me start now by a question. Who are difficult people or person? Who is these people? Who are these people? Who is this difficult person? Right. Let's see. Difficult person is someone whose behavior causes consistent disruption. You see, a difficult person is someone whose behavior causes consistent disruption. It causes conflict or emotional strain, making them challenging to interact or collaborate with. They often display traits like stubbornness. You see, these people, they often display traits like stubbornness, poor listening, lack of empathy, or hostility, frequently creating trouble for themselves and others. Those are the difficult people, which means their head are not working. They've got a stone or a stubborn head and stubborn mind. Right, let's carry on now with our heading, how to deal with difficult people as a leader until they have your spirit. I was just firstly explaining who are these people so that you can understand. Is the difficult people, the people that are so stubborn, the people that they don't care. Right. Dealing with difficult people as a leader requires a blend of firm boundary setting. Dealing with difficult people as a leader, it requires a blend of firm boundary setting, empathetic coaching, and strategic patience to align their behavior and mindset with your team's culture and vision. It requires a blend of firm boundary setting, empathetic coaching, and strategic patience to align their behavior and mindset with your team's culture and vision, which means these people, you must be able to understand them so that they can even understand you. The core approach involves shifting. You see, the core approach, the way you approach these people, it involves shifting from trying to control them to fostering their success through clear expectations which can transform their spirit. This core approach involves shifting from trying to control them to fostering their success through clear expectations which can transform their spirit, which can change their attitude, which can change their way of living or their way of thinking. Right. Let's see now. Here is a structured approach to leading difficult employees or members towards alignment. The structured approach to leading difficult employees or members, those people that are difficult towards alignment. One, let's see, one. And we got some subheadings in this one. One, it says, shift your mindset and initial approach. Let's see, under this shift your mindset and initial approach, you must write down. One, it says, shift your mindset and initial approach. Right. Number A, see the human, see the human, not just the behavior. See the woman, the human, and not just the behavior, which means you must see that person as a human. Don't look on his behavior. Right. It says, avoid labeling people as difficult, because there are people that always see when you are living with a difficult person, you just say, hey, remember this person is so difficult. Avoid labeling people as difficult, which can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. View them as individual needing understanding. Just view these people individually needing understanding or having unmet needs, which helps lower the intensity of interactions, which helps lower the intensity of interaction. Yeah, number B. Let's go to number B. Remember, is the structured approach leading to difficult members towards align. I said one is shift your mindset and initial approach. Under this shift your mindset and initial approach, there is a subheading. Number one, as I said, see the human, not just their behavior. Number two now, B, it says focus on actions. Focus on action, not character. You must write down. Focus on action, not character. It says just focus on specific behavior, e.g., for example, missed deadline, inappropriate tone, rather than trying to fix their personality. Just focus on specific behavior. For example, missed deadline, inappropriate tone, rather than trying to fix their personality. Right. As we are carrying on now, number C, it says, unearth the why. You must understand this. Unearth the why. Discover what is driving their resistance. Find out. All right, sorry, as I was carrying on, I said, unearth the why. Discover what is driving their resistance, such as fear, lack of charity, feeling ignored, or poor communication. Last, I was talking about the communication, that communication is very much important. And you see, you must draw those people near to you so that you must be able to understand them. So unearth the why, discover what is driving their resistance. You must discover something that is driving their resistance, such as fear, you see, lack of clarity, feeling ignored. You remember when you are with people, don't let them feel ignored. Sometimes you must just communicate. You must just engage them so that you can understand them, so that, and again, they can even understand you. Or poor communication. As I said, communication is very much important to a relationship. Right. Number two, communicate with clarity and empathy. Communicate with clarity and empathy. Number A, it says, have honest, private conversations. Remember, honest is very much important. Have honest, Private conservation, address issues immediately. When you see a problem, address it. When you see trouble, when you see challenges, address it immediately and privately rather than waiting until you are frustrated. Because there are people that when they see a problem, they don't attend it immediately. So here itself, it tells us that immediately and when you see the issue, when you see there is a problem, attend it immediately and privately rather than waiting until you rather than waiting until you are frustrated. Because now if you wait if you wait for such a long time, otherwise you are making a problem or a troublesome person more of difficulties. So we don't want difficulties there. Otherwise, if you wait for a long time, then you make problem worse. So we must not waste time on that one. Then it says, as it avoids creating a rift. So address issues immediately and privately rather than waiting until you are frustrated, as this avoids creating a rift. Right. Number B, use I statements and facts. Use I statements. I am suggesting this. I require this. I am looking for this. Then it says, describe your observations. For example, I noticed this project was submitted 2 days late. You see, the word I noticed this project was, that is an example. When they say use I statements and facts. So it says, I noticed this project was submitted 2 days late. And the impact on that team, rather than using accusatory language, you see, and the impact on the team, rather than using accusatory language, because now you can think of once you use I, you see, it must not be that one that you have to accuse someone. No, it's not like that. It says use I statements and facts and describe your observation. For example, I noticed this project was submitted 2 days later and the impact on the team, rather than using accusatory language. Right. Let's go to number C now. Ask. You see, you have to ask, what do you want? Ask them, what is that you want, gentlemen? What is that you want, colleagues? What is that you want, my friends? You must ask them. Ask this directly to identify their goals. You must ask them, direct to them, so that you, as you are asking them, you will identify their goals. This can often reveal a path to alignment or expose a lack of commitment, which helps you decide how to proceed. Which helps you decide how to proceed. So ask this directly to identify their goals. This can often reveal a path to alignment or expose a lack of commitment, which helps you decide how to proceed, how to carry on, how to go forward. Right. Number 3, I think we are learning something here. Number 3, set boundaries and expectations. The draft phase. Set boundaries and expectation. Right. Number A, it says, set firm boundaries. Set firm boundaries. It is acceptable for members or employees to disagree. Remember, whatever statement you say, whatever statement you tell them, whatever things that you have to tell them, remember they've got the rights to say no or yes. Remember, they can agree or disagree. So whenever you have to do a statement, you must be able to find things like that, to come across that they can say we agree or we don't agree. Right. It says, but it must be done with respect. It must be done with respect. Respect is very much important and it is needed. Define acceptable versus not acceptable behavior clearly. You see, clearly, because you remember, they can say, no, it's acceptable or not acceptable. So you have to define acceptable versus not acceptable behavior clearly. Right. I think we are learning. Right. Let's go now to number B. Establish clear written expectations. Establish clear written expectation. Right. Create a written record. You, as a leader who are working with difficult people, create a written record of expectations and consequences, which eliminates ambiguity and ensure accountability. Create a written record of expectations and consequences, which eliminates ambiguity and ensure accountability. Remember, there are some things that you are they are accounted for. Then ensure what? Accountability. Right. Let's go now to number C. I think we are learning. Define the gap. Clearly define the gap between their current performance or attitude and the required standard. Clearly define the gap between their current performance or attitude and their required standard. Then you will see where you are going. You will then see where you are going. Right. Let's go now to number 4. We're going to be finishing now, not so long. Right. Let's go now to number 4. It says, coach towards alignment. Coach towards alignment. That is the shift phase. Right. Number A. I think we are writing down. Number A. Adopt a 3-in-1 feedback ratio. Adopt a 3-in-1 feedback ratio. Aim for 3 positive reinforcement for every 1 piece of negative feedback to foster a better environment. Aim for 3 positive reinforcement for every 1 piece of negative feedback to foster a better environment. Let's go to number B. Right. I think you are writing down. Number B, it says, coach for will versus skill. Coach for will versus skill. Right. It says, determine if the difficulties stems from a lack of capability, that is a skill, or motivation, is a will. If it is will, hold a conversation focused on their motivation and the why behind the company mission. If it is will, hold a conversation focused on their motivation and the why behind the company mission. Right. C. Foster peer mentorship. Foster peer mentorship. Pair the individual with a member who models positive. You must pair them. Individuals with a member who models positive cooperative behavior. You see, pair the individuals with a member who models positive cooperative behavior. Right. Number 5. We're about to finish now. Number 5. I think we're learning. You must write down. Finalize or pathways. Finalize or pathways. Use performance improvement plans. That is number A. Now there is a subparagraph A. It says, use performance improvement plans. Right. If behavior persists, use a performance improvement plan as a final structured attempt to align with specific milestones for improvement. You can see that when it says use performance improvement plan, if behavior persists, use a performance improvement plan as a final structured attempt to align with specific milestones for improvement. Right? Let's go to B. Subparagraph B. It says, know when to say goodbye. You must know when to say goodbye. Remember, you are still working with the difficult people. If the employee or a leader, a member refuses to align after significant support and clear communication, parting ways is often necessary to protect team's culture. Parting ways is often necessary to protect the team culture. So I understand now here that we are learning a lot. As I'm about to finish now, all what you can do is just to understand how do you work or how do you live with difficult people as a leader. Right, as I'm concluding now, key takeaway, it says, you can generally lead difficult employees or members or people towards your spirit by consistently maintaining high standards. You can generally lead difficult people. You can generally work with difficult people. You can generally live with difficult people or members towards your spirit by consistently maintaining high standards while providing empathetic, clear guidance. You see, you have to provide what? Empathetic and clear guidance. This requires patience. Wow. So beautiful. This requires, you must be patient with working with these people. I've come across this once when I was a leader of a certain group. You must always be patient. You must always understand these people. You must always see if there's going to be any difficulties, and you must assess them, and you must listen to their statement, so that you must not have a problem as time goes on. It says this requires patience, but focusing on behavioral change rather than personality shift personality shifts. It makes it possible to turn a challenges member or employee or people into a valuable contributor. This requires patience, but focusing on behavioral change rather than personality shift makes it possible to turn a challenging employee or member or people into a valuable contributor. Which means now all these people that you are working with them, you must just be patient and you must understand them. You must understand their character. You must know their character. You must know everybody. You must be able to welcome all what they are bringing it to you, so that when you work with them, you know, okay, this one, like I will just say, for example, this Robert, no, he's doing this. This Stephen is doing like that. So you must be able to understand all those people that you are working. Remember, they are difficult people. But later on, as you work with them the way you are, as you are patient to them, I guarantee you will see they will change their attitude towards your spirit. Then they will just say, oh, this man is the man that we need to live with. Because once you accept everybody, once you humble yourself towards them, once you are patient toward them, once you resolve their problems, I'm telling you, you are a winner. You are a winner. Thank you very much for today. As we're going to be carrying on next time, have a blessed day. God bless you.